Just put the knife down.
Everyone has been telling me about this stupid movie, so let's get into it. The story sets in a very quaint suburban town. Asha, this ASMR content creator who is trying her best to actually engage people, is making ASMR. Her ASMR includes driving over freaking things like dolls, and it's just very strange. I mean, I get that's what she's into, but you know, I'd be kind of worried too if I were her parents. She's obsessed about not having viewers. Like, girl, you just started your channel. Relax. The family has a star child, and the father is so proud of him. His name is Cameron. The father has this thing where they're able to leave their phones, or they're forced to leave their phones, so that they can just concentrate on the outings that they have together. They also do this for their eldest, Asha, because ever since she's quit the track team, she's just been not focusing, I guess. While the father, Amir, is sitting beside some of his other parent friends, one of them tells him about what's been happening on the news. Of course, he doesn't have his phone, so he hasn't been following, but apparently there's this new TikTok challenge called the Grimcutty challenge, and it's making people hurt themselves and hurt other people. Recently, a boy stabbed his own mother, the kid we saw in the beginning. Meanwhile, Asha gets away with her friend, who does still have her phone. She's obsessing over the one comment that she got by a girl named Cassidy Johnston, and her only comment was, wow. But her friend takes it to mean that it's a bad thing because nobody says wow if they like something anymore. Really? I do. Is wow only a negative term now? That's kind of sad. The father comes out and catches them, and he's like, I just don't want you to miss life, and she's like, there's a big world out there, and I need my phone. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to get you to see if you get your fat ass out the phone. And her parents sees the stuff that she posts, and it worries them. I don't know why this post is worrying, but every time they see stuff that she posts or they have some fear about her, they read up on it. And I get it. I can't blame them because I guess they're trying to do right by their kids, and they want to do everything to protect their children. It's natural. Anyway, Asha's in her room and she obsesses over this Cassidy person. Meanwhile, the parents are sharing this Grimcutty thing. Not gonna lie, kind of freaked me out the first time I saw it. Like, why on earth does this not have a preview? It's so annoying. It specifically doesn't have a preview so you can get jump scared when she presses it, and then it blows up to freaking full screen. Really, with no share button or anything else on it, pretty peculiar. So of course, seeing this and knowing there's some correlation with that kid stabbing himself and other kids cutting themselves because of this Grimcutty thing, so stupid its name, the parents start getting a little freaked out thinking it's gonna happen to their kids as well. So Amir's like, I gotta talk to you, baby. Have you seen this man? She's like, ew, bitch. I mean, maybe, because, like, I'm throwing myself around school and shit, so. I'm kidding. She's a good person, sort of. She's kind of an asshole to her parents, though. They're showing legitimate concerns about what's happening, and she's like, Dad, you think we're gonna do that? Ugh. Okay, first of all, little Miss Muppet, most kids are doing it. Most kids in your sphere are doing it. Your parents have a reason to be a little bit concerned. I get while it would feel insulting for your parents to ask you, hey, just checking, you're not thinking about eating Tide Pods, are you? Because you know that can kill you, right? I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you that, you should know that, but just making sure everything's mentally sound here. You know, there's a reason for them doing that. And if you had a best friend or a little brother or sister that you were worried about, or your freaking dog, you'd be asking the same questions. You'd be a horrible person if you weren't. And I don't get these people sometimes because their parents will be worried, but then you'll have situations where their parents don't really care, and then they get upset because their parents aren't worrying enough. Like, which is it? What do you want?
If someone has a link to the Grimcutty challenge, will you please post it? I will pay money.
Oh, okay. I'm not laughing at him. Sorry, I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at the fact that he thinks he needs a link for the challenge. I mean, if people already know what the Grimcutty challenge is, and they know it's that this thing is making them cut themselves or whatnot, why would you ask for a link to it? Why not just ask, hey, what does the challenge entail? Last time I checked, when there are challenges, there's not one specific link shows you what the challenge is. A whole bunch of people just end up doing it, and often you don't even know who started the challenge. It could be someone who didn't even intend for it to be a challenge. And they're just like, oh, this is freaking cool. I just did this. And people are like, wow, that's a good idea. Let's do it. Like when the movie Bird Box came out and everyone's like, wow, that movie is so freaking cool. Blindfold so you can avoid monsters, even though everything the characters do in the movie make no logical sense. And there is no way possible that they could see and drive a freaking car, even using the GPS with them completely blindfolded and not hit anyone or hit anything else. But let's try to do that in real life. I mean, phone. So the parents are obsessing about this and they're getting worried, and aptly so, because kids are freaking stabbing their parents and getting sent to the ER and possibly dying. Asha is listening to ASMR while she's making her stuff downstairs, and then it happens. She does really well with the scare thing, and Grimcutty's face does look scary, but it looks like a gigantic marionette puppet is being controlled the way it walks. It's not a horrible design, but it's just the way it looks like it's being puppeteered that makes it look odd. It doesn't look real. You know that movie Before I Sleep or something like that with Larry who wanted to be a friend? This monster, that monster looked badass. Her father and mother immediately go to see her, and they're like, what the frick is going on? She's like, someone's in the house. They call the police. She describes who entered the house. The policeman asks her, well, does he look like this little fellow right here? And yeah. She says the smartest thing, which is maybe it's somebody dressed like him. Cop doesn't believe her. He's like, maybe a whole bunch of kids, this is part of the challenge that they're doing, just saying they're being haunted by this thing. The mother doesn't buy it, however, because it doesn't make sense that the kids would all lie. Her father's like, nope, I'm taking it from you. You're not getting any technology, not until we figure out what the hell is going on. I cannot blame him. Her father comes on a bit strong, but he's trying to do the best that he can to protect his family, and the mom is completely in agreement with him. There's an intervention, and the parents came up with this thing called the detox box. Less screen time in the meantime, all that jazz.
Okay, so we've got this new detox box.
Really, it's an experiment. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it may not make...
So their parents are just covering all the bases, and of course Asha doesn't like this, but Cameron's like, can I go first, Dad? He puts his laptop and his PS4 controller in, and he's fine. The way that he's so easygoing about this makes me believe that he has some device somewhere else, because that's something I would do. But Asha fights her parents. She's like, you guys are overreacting. I'm not gonna do that. Oh my god. Give me my phone. But come on, Dad. I don't want you to see the freaking adult material I have on it. I have pictures of myself.
Let go,
I'll
Asha.
give it back after, I promise. I just need...
See, that's why you should always delete your history before you're in a situation like this where you have to, and you won't be able to. She knows her brother is hiding his computer, so she's like, let me use it, freaking blackmail, or I'm gonna tell the parents that you have it. She signs in, and she finds out that the rest of her friends in her little group are also having the same problem. Most of them aren't even in there, and their parents are also going nuts. She wants her phone, so she gets a knife to open the lockbox. Man, such a stupid lockbox that can easily be opened by just putting a knife under it. My whole thing is, why is she taking out her phone and using it right there? Why not bring it back to your room? You had no intention of putting it back anyway. She gets some messages from Cassie Johnson, the girl that left a comment on her video. Then the girl tries to call her, and she quickly puts in her headphones. She still has her phone. Her parents haven't given her the talk yet. While they're talking about the Grimcutty thing, the father comes down having heard something, and he's like, bitch got the phone. Asha is ducking and diving through the house while carrying the knife around for some reason, and she talks to the people in her group. They're amazed that Asha has seen this monster, but not wanting to seem crazy, she's like, okay, I don't know exactly what I saw. Then Cassidy's parents come in, and they're like, we're sorry to interrupt our reading. We gotta talk to you about something. She's like, sure, okay, I'll be down soon. While she's using her phone with her book, which is something I've also done. Because your parents will interrupt you if they see you on the phone with your friends having an active conversation and then tell you you're not socializing. But if you're reading and you're not actively talking to someone, they'll leave you alone. I don't get it either. He looks so stupid. He looks like the Despicable Me character, but like something from Out of the Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, his design is interesting, but the way he walks makes it look like he's not real. And I know he's not real, but it's just stupid. Like, I'm sure anybody would be freaked out if they saw this in their freaking garage. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, even though it looks stupid when it's running, I wasn't expecting it to move that freaking fast and be right behind her. She tries to lock herself in the bathroom, but it grabs her and uses its knife to cut her. A long cut right down the arm. And I don't know why it just does this. I guess to frame them that they're crazy or something, and it gets off on that. Can you imagine a monster coming to kill, not to kill you, but to give you one cut at a time, a rusty old serrated bladed knife because it's so old and rusty, and it holds your hand out and just slowly slices into you, and every time it catches you, it gives you another slice and another slice and another slice, like death by 1,000 cuts, while also terrifying the hell out of you. So Asha uses the knife and she stabs the monster. Going on with the puppet's head there. Looks like it's not all the way tucked in. Like somebody wearing a suit. Anyway, she cuts it. Her father comes in right at that moment and her parents are like, okay, you need help. I don't blame her for being frustrated, but I also don't blame her parents for not believing her. She argues with her parents saying that she wants to go to school. The father thinks it's a bad idea because he won't be able to watch her or supervise her, but she claims it will be easier for her to focus on doing other things. And the mother argues for this as well, that at least there will be teachers there to supervise her. This epidemic is so bad that most of the kids are not there. Their parents having taken them out of school. Cassidy asks Asha if she wants to get out of this shit show, and they go to the bathroom and they talk about what's going on. Cassidy sees Asha's arm. She doesn't think anything's clearly wrong. She probably knows something's up around this point, and she says she wants her phone back. Cassidy's like, you know what? Let's go to this rich kid's house that I'm friends with. His parents are always away. They're in like Morocco or something. He has a computer that we can use. Guess none of these kids have money to buy phone with minutes. They still sell those, right? Like a whole bunch of homeless people have it. Like, I don't know. Like, if homeless people can get that, I'm pretty sure you can get one too. But anyway, they can't even use the schools at the library because they're disconnected.
Put it up for you real quick. There you go.
I don't know why I knew that was going to happen. The minute they're like, can we use your laptop? I'm like, I bet you he's gonna have something on there. He's gonna have something on there and he's gonna forget it's on there and the girls are gonna hear it and he's gonna be like, oh, whoopsie daisy. Oh my God, oh, bashful. I look at like spicy videos like you guys probably do too, but for some reason it's very embarrassing. I would have just been like, listen, it is what it is. And if you know people are gonna use your computer, like, come on. But then again, he probably doesn't have his parents always walking in his room, so there's no reason for him to ever hide it, so he probably didn't even think about it. Look, it's female Donald Trump. Asha and Cassidy tried to figure out where this whole hype thing came from. See, everyone knows about it, and they think this person is the original person that made up this challenge. She's the same woman we saw in the beginning whose son stabbed her. She also came up with a detox box. Reclaim your focus game and cut your screen time in the meantime, which were the exact words that her parents used. When she looks about the online challenge thing, which this woman was also posting about, and it said Grimcutty on it, they click into it only to see that the content is unavailable, which means the woman took it down. I wonder why. Cassie starts acting really weird and it's like, I gotta go. You know, my parents, they worry about me and, you know, I really don't want them to worry about me. Asha asks Cassidy if they're cool because she just seemed mad at her or something. And Cassidy straight up tells her, honestly, look, you don't seem like a very chill person in real life. To which Asha responds that I'm so chill, what are you talking about? Followed up by Cassidy responding saying, if you were so chill, you wouldn't feel the need to always go in a room and masturbate. Oh, sorry. Not what's the word? Meditate, there you go, every 5 minutes, every single time something goes wrong, even when things aren't wrong. It's when you can feel the world crumbling around you and still find inner peace in the midst of it. That's what Zen is. Since Asha and Cassidy are at this rich guy's house who's also having a party at his house, called a ditch party where everybody is staying home, so they're like, let's just party, they decided it was a good idea to be like, you know what, let's post all of us pretending to like slice ourselves with the knives because of the Grimcutty challenge. Oh my God, look guys, look, isn't it so cool what I did? Let's make it trendy to like terrify and make our parents worried about us to the point where they're gonna take all our shit away. Wow, what a great idea. So one of the parents lets the mother know, hey, your daughter is at this challenge thing. She watches it, shows it to the fathers, they start panicking. Asha uses the computer to get in touch with her brother and asks if he can find where this woman lives. The woman who made the original post. Then she posts the link to the blog to the woman. And at first I thought she was doxing her and I'm like, oh wait, it's a public blog. So it is what it is. It's like she was a very public figure. She wasn't posting her address. I thought that's what she was doing. The parents are scared and on their way to go pick up Asha. And when Asha opens the door, there is Grimcutty. He looks so dumb. I get he's a puppet and whatnot, but it just, It looks so weird because when his eyes close, he looks like an animatronic and not in the good way. Unfortunately for Asha, she asked people if they can see that, and apparently Asha's the only one who can see it. My thing is, why would you not want to stay in the middle of everyone while this is happening? I would curl up under some guy so fast and be like, hey, use your body as a human shield, spoon me, because I know you want to, and see what happens so that everybody can have their phones out and witness what's gonna happen. Because if everyone has different angles of what's happening, then they'll know she's not crazy. But I get it, fear and all, and you wanting to run away as far from the thing as possible. But I would want to run into people. You know, look how doofy it looks when it runs. What in the world? Oh my god. It looks so stupid. I hate when it moves fast because, you know, it's a little freaky. But then after you're like, it looks so freaking dumb. It looks so dumb. It looks like it can't even move properly. Then it holds her up and it's like, haha, I got you. You're so cute. Ooh, I'm gonna take this knife tip and stab you in your belly button. Stabby, stabby. Yeah. Anyway, Asha stabs it, and oh, lo and behold, it feels pain. Her parents arrive inside the house party. The father's a freaking boss. He rips out the music, and they hear their daughter screaming. When they find her, all they see is that she was cutting herself. Meanwhile, Cameron has found the address to the girl. He sends it to Asha, and honestly, this is a scary part. I've seen this used in a lot of movies, but this scene was actually pretty well done. You see, I would have tossed myself out that glass window so fast. Oh my god. I mean, he probably lives very high up, but I would have thrown everything. I would have thrown one of my clothes at it. That's freaking creepy. When you can see something through a digital lens, but you can't see it in reality. One of my Land Before Time fanfiction stories also had something very creepy like that. Poor Cameron. So at the party, Asha's parents had asked her what was going on and what she did wrong because Cameron's father really pulled out all the stops. He put in a monitoring system for the Wi-Fi so he can know if anyone's accessing the Wi-Fi. He unplugged it just in case, which, you know what? Kudos to him for being a good parent. Cameron knew this was going to set off his dad's security thing, but his sister begged him to do this. So when they get to the house, they find Cameron unconscious.
Hey, get back!
I don't even blame the father in that moment for being upset because he did ask her, hey, could you not do this until we know what's going on? And then she does this and gets her brother involved. And to her, it's stupid and she didn't mean to do it. But I can understand that he'd be upset at the other kid because he's like, okay, because you didn't listen, because you thought you were hot shit, now your brother's unconscious and in a coma. Good job. Well, Cameron's not woken up and Asha feels horrible. The mother says she's gonna get her the help she needs at a psychiatrist. The mother is also frustrated because she's like, what do you want me to think, bro?
I'm sorry, Cameron.
This girl actually does a very good job at her acting. I believe when she's scared, when she's sad, she is really, really good in this role. And she helps make the movie better. So having seen what Cameron sent her, she steals her mom's keys and she prepares to go to that woman's house. But she stops in the meantime to see Johnson watching on the hospital TV the hysteria growing since the news has picked it up about what these kids have posted about the Grimcutty challenge. She's like, yeah, I believe you now. I mean, why didn't you tell me it was a big monster that comes after you? Like, you would have believed her. Asha then tells Cassidy the theory that this thing is not attacking them because of their devices. It's attacking them because of the hysteria that their parents are showing because they're worried about their kids. Cassidy claims it didn't attack her until her parents started freaking out about this, and Asha notices that nothing was wrong with her brother until her parents were freaking out about him and were hurrying to get home. The parents are the ones that are giving life to Grimcutty, and they don't even realize they're doing it, which raises an interesting concept to this whole thing because now it's no longer something the kids are doing. I've never seen a movie where it is actually the monster itself feeding off of the parents being worried about what the kids are doing. That is crazy because how do you make your parents stop worrying about something when the hysteria is being spread around the news? Asha's mom quickly catches on though, and she lies to her husband when he asks where Asha is, and she's like, well, her psychiatric session was early, so I'm gonna go back down there now. She waits for her Uber to pick her up. Meanwhile, Asha's already at the woman's house. She's like, I don't know what Grimcutty, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? Why are you here? Asha takes the advice that Cassidy gave her, and she's feeling weird, but then she has her zen when she hears the winds whistling through the trees. It gives her the power to break into this woman's house. She sees a garbage right outside the woman's house with all of the technology that some kid had smashed to smithereens. Asha breaks in because everybody in these movies always leave their doors open for some reason, and she sees that there are multiple locks on the outside of Brandon's door. When Asha goes in, she sees another door with some mad locks on it. God darn it, man. What in the world? Is he turning into a werewolf? This mother was definitely hiding something. When Asha opens the lock, a dehydrated, very weak boy falls out of what is a freaking mental institution padded room. He has cuts all over his body, and he keeps telling Asha, put me back in the room. She'll worry and I'll die.
Can't make Mom worry about me.
Stay calm, Asha.
She claims she was just trying to protect her son. That moment, Asha's mother shows up. Her Lyft driver drops her off. The woman is like, your daughter isn't here, and she's freaking nuts, bro. Asha keeps trying to tell her son is locked up, he's starving, and the mother's just had it up to here. Now she's bothering other people.
We have to get him out of here. She might kill him. We have to save him. Stop! I know what I saw.
Please don't call CPS. I like how smug the other woman looks like, that's what happens. So then we see what happens while it is happening with the mother worrying her ass off with the freaking mop haircut.
Hey, will you please just calm down?
After everything that you have put us through, you want me to calm down.
I didn't mean to put you through anything.
Of course.
You see, she's stupid. I would have been like, Mom, I love you so much. I love you, and I'm so sorry for everything. And I would have hugged her, because you hugging your parents while they're mad at you just completely throws them off guard. It is very difficult, because I've tried this. It is very difficult when your parents are mid-screaming at you, and you give them a tight hug and tell them how much you love them for them to keep being angry. Even if they try to pull you off, it will break their heart. Trust me. It will break their little hearts. I've tried that twice on my mom. And it like completely stopped her in her tracks, and she's like, okay, don't cry, because she felt really bad. I know, it's very horrible, but when you're getting beat up all the time, it's like the only thing you can think of. That would quickly reset them. That's what she should have done in this moment.
Everything.
She the freaking Hulk? So anyway, the mother's like, what's the matter with me? And the thing immediately disappears. I guess in that moment, the mom is like, you know what? I'm done worrying about it now.
Quite a character.
She is, I know. Believe me, I do know. She's quite a character. Never known her to be a liar, though.
So the mother goes back to the other woman's house, and she's like, okay, so my daughter said some crazy things, and my daughter doesn't lie. So why would she say those very eerily specific things about you having your son locked up in a padded room and starving him? Huh? Very weird. Like, she just picked that out of thin air of all the crazy things she would say based on her behavior from before when she wasn't even talking about it. Seems a bit suspicious, don't you think? She also says, your blog put my family through this. So the mother starts freaking out of the little boy, and I feel really bad for her because I think she knows that if she worries about it, stuff will happen. I think she's made the correlation that her worrying about it makes her son hurt himself. And this is where she's trying to calm herself down.
When he found it, do you know?
I told you that I don't want to talk about it.
Did he cut himself?
Stop it! Stop it! I've cured him from that! There's nothing wrong with him now! There's nothing wrong with him! Oh God, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with him.
So she knows. Based on her reaction, she's like, if I freak out, he's gonna cut himself again. Every time I freak out or I'm worried about it, or I talk about it, or I even think about Grimcutty, my son's gonna start screaming and panicking, and I just completely cut myself away from all of that, all technology, all of that, even though she says that people can email her. I find it hard that only one person found the connection between all of this. But anyway. See the way she's freaking out? She knows that her worrying about it is what caused it, and she's been going through this hell for a long time. I don't understand how people didn't go back and check up on her after her son freaking stabbed her. Sure, she had to go to the hospital for that. Well, look who's hanging up in the air, levitating. And after Asha's mom sees this, there is no denying that it is no longer in the kid's mind. She can't see the monster, but pretty sure the kid isn't making himself levitate. The kid knows the only way to stop the monster from hurting him is to hurt his mom. mom. She looks like she is very betrayed, but where anyone else would have probably shot him or yoked up the aggressor, it's her child. And so she doesn't want to do anything to hurt him or retaliate. Of course not. Like, be real. If the puppy that you raised from birth started biting you, and you know it doesn't have rabies, it's like in pain or scared or something, and it's hallucinating and it's attacking you, would you take a freaking bat to its head? No, I don't think you'd do that. You would try to put a muzzle on it or put a blanket over it, do anything to stop it from attacking you without hurting them. Feel bad for the kid. He's gonna be so freaking traumatized. Whee! The poor kid looks like he's been through hell. Pretty sure the mother has too, the way that her butt looks. Why does it look like her thigh is stuffed? What is happening right now? What is that? What is going on? Why are her knees so thick? Whose knees look like freaking sauropod backs? Like, what in the world? Look at that over there. Is that how normal knees are supposed to look? They look swollen as hell. Good grief. I didn't know that kneecaps came in different sizes, especially like freaking jumbo size. What the frick is happening here? And the leg proportions just don't look normal. It's like leg, 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 then back. There's like no transition at all. Meanwhile, Amir is going through his son's search history. Oh God. They carry the boy to the hospital, Asha and her mom. She's like, I gotta find your dad. Asha's mom believes her now. And finally, Amir's son wakes up. Cameron's like, Dad? And this is the scariest thing as a kid that you would ever hear your parents say.
I've been going over some of your recent activity.
Oh my God. What are you doing? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I wasn't using my computer. That was somebody else. That was my sister. But the father, they make him look really creepy in this. But understandably, he's like, okay, to be fair, Cameron is a minor. Like, he's not just a minor, he's a little kid. Why weren't you monitoring his internet usage from before? To the point where he sold his number or gave out his number on the dark web. Like, what are you doing? Why is it now that you're doing that? It doesn't matter how much you think your kid is a perfect little snowflake. They're still human beings. And there is no such thing as a perfect kid. Aside from some of the questionable things that his kid is searched for, if you know what I mean, the father is most concerned about the Grimcutty stuff, which has been most of his search terms. His father's like, you know what? Get dressed, let's go. Meanwhile, the ER is flooded with a whole bunch of people that look like they're going to college, but they're supposed to be in high school. One of the girls, or girls? From the group, tells Asha that Cassie tried to end herself by stabbing herself with the scissors in her neck. Asha's mom tells her husband, look, you need to calm down, babe. It's not the kids, it's us that's doing it. You need to take this syringe to make yourself calm, and he doesn't want to do it because he thinks the kids are in danger. Asha finds Cameron running away since his mom and dad got distracted. Asha says she'll distract the father and make him more worried about her. Grimcutty finds him and is choking him, but Asha says, look, Dad, I have a scissors and I might hurt myself or something. This makes the father instantly worry about her, and Grimcutty leaves him. And this is so heartbreaking because they're trying to make the father look like he's evil or something, but he's just being a dad who loves his kids and wants to protect them. She believes she can hurt Grimcutty, and when he grabs her, she stabs him up, and he gets up right after, and he's like, ooh, my blood tastes like sauce. The father comes in and sees what looks like his daughter about to kill herself. Completely freaked out as any parent would be, he charges into her and says no, and she ends up stabbing him instead. She sees the blood in her scissors and realizes she stabbed her dad. He comes out, she drops the scissors, and the father is about to give her the shot that his wife told him to take. Then here's a very poignant moment when he is so worried about her, but she is zenning out, believing that everything will be okay. But Grimcutty lifts her into the air, and the father's like, oh no. What in the eternal Lucifer is going on? At that moment, just like the wife, he realizes that his daughter is telling the truth. Which is so stupid on Grimcutty's part, because if his whole thing is he wants the parents to think that the kids are crazy so he can keep doing whatever he's doing for whatever reason, why would you lift the kids up in front of the parents? So while he's bleeding and Grimcutty's like, I'm gonna keep on holding you and choking you instead of stabbing you because, I don't know, I'm just gonna give the parents time to do what they're gonna do because, like, I don't know, like, he's held people up before and he always just holds them up, but he's not really actually choking them, he's just holding them there. He's not stabbing them. He's not doing anything with them. He's just, in a way, he's like he's trying to make the parents see so they can believe. The father stabs himself with a syringe so that he can pass out, sort of. She wakes up and she's like, Daddy! And he apologizes. She tells him how sorry she is. And he says that she doesn't have to be. The mother comes, and since he's right at the hospital, he should be fine. The movie ends with her doing her ASMR thing. And, of course, she probably has viewers now because of what happened to her. And she's telling people, no, I didn't kill my father.
A few of those questions now.
First question. Did you kill your dad?
So freaking cringeworthy, swear to God. Like, that's how the whole movie ends out. Her just in ASMR talking about how, you know, it's very sweet, the message is sweet, but the corniness of it being ASMR for some reason just takes me out of it. She's like, yeah, my dad's fine, he got help, and sometimes, you know, it's easy to feel mad at your parents, but you should listen to them too. And parents, you should listen to your kids.
If some crazy, controlling parent like Melinda Jane's got wind of it for the first.
Also, the kid is that was locked up by his mom looks like he's dead inside. I can't blame him, but the mother's okay, and she's getting help as well. And so is Cassidy. She reaches out to her parents, and I just wanted to cry when I saw them looking at her, because you could tell, like, the parents worrying about their kids is the sweetest thing about the whole movie. Because the love of a parent is so overwhelming. Like, they would literally give their lives, like most parents who were good parents would give their lives to protect you. As many differences as my mom and I have, she is a good mom in the sense that she would give her life to protect me. If it came down to it, she would give her life to protect me and my brothers. And it's so sweet seeing that portrayed. I don't know why that just does it for me, especially when it comes to other animals like dogs and cats and stuff, when they're willing to hurt themselves or put themselves in danger for their children. And then yeah, it ends with the ASMR. It's so stupid. It's like this movie was made for TikTok people or something. I don't even know what a TikTok person is. Just people who are just obsessed with TikTok. Thank goodness I don't have anybody in my circle who's like that. Freaking Chinese. Anyway, so this movie was, I don't even know what to say about it. It was. It wasn't horrible. Like, people rated it really badly, and I don't know why. I think the main reason they rated that like that is because of the monster's design, because it looked like a freaking, yeah, it looks like a burnt up decaying Christmas tree with the Nightmare Before Christmas logo on top of it. But other than that, the movie was okay. I mean, I get people were upset because it took itself a little too seriously, but it's not the worst movie I've seen, and the actors really help with that. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.